Did you know being boring can actually make you riches? Yes, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you how. Welcome to the Learn Podcast, where first you learn, then you drop the L, then you earn. I'm your host, Dean the Wealth Coach. I was thinking about this topic for quite some time and didn't really know how to present it to you guys. But today, I took down some notes and I'm going to share it with you guys why being boring is actually the key to riches, wealth, whatever you want to call it. You want a lot of money? Be boring. A lot of us, when we grow up, we learn definitions for words and we just associate it. We just take it for face value. We don't really go and research what this word means, how it came about. And a lot of stuff on the internet that I see, they're always talking about boring businesses or they do the same thing over and over again. And you know what? That's what led to the riches of those people and the people that they're talking about in some of their videos. For example, one of the most boring companies out there, but they're still making a killing, is Microsoft. Microsoft just creates software. They just upgrade it, create it, send it off to you. Another company is Apple. Apple just creates phones, not pods, earpods, the tablets, and what's the other product that they have? The MacBooks. But you get what I'm trying to say. They have the same products that they just create over and over again. Imagine if Steve Jobs said, "Yo, I don't want to create iPhones anymore. This is boring." We probably wouldn't have iPhones, or he's not even iPhones. He said, "I don't want to create another type of laptop or computer." If he just kept switching and changing his ideas, guess what? We wouldn't have the technology that we have today. I wouldn't be making this video right now on my iPhone. Yes, I'm using an iPhone. So all these things came about because these people invested their time and energy into creating something unique, but once they created it, they just kept doing it over and over again. It's like they came with the first iPhone, then iPhone, I didn't even know if it was iPhone 2, but like iPhone S, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. That's what they did. They stuck with the boring business that they were doing and they just grew it. They scaled it. So now you may be saying, okay, but I'm not Steve Jobs. If you apply yourself to some skill and just keep practicing over and over again, eventually you're going to get better. I know that's true because take video games for instance. Those that play Candy Crush, those that play Snakes, depending on how old you are, whoever's watching this video, maybe playing Super Mario Kart, Super Mario Brothers, Grand Theft Auto, Fortnite. At the beginning, you're gonna suck. When you get something that's exciting in your hands, you're just gonna continue to do it over and over again. Like for me, I got the new Super Mario game and I just play and I'm just like this, okay. There was one stage this is how it came to me. I was playing a video game, Mario, and I was playing this one stage and I was like, damn, this stage is really hard. Like you have to like do this super jump and then jump on these like really narrow platforms to get to the end. I maybe played that level about 8 times. At first I sucked because I didn't know what to expect. But then I kept practicing over and over again and guess what happened? I got better at it. So now imagine if you were to do something that you suck at and you just got better at it. Maybe video editing, maybe creating videos on YouTube. Over time, you're eventually going to get better. Don't think that it's going to happen overnight. Just 1% is better than not doing anything. Maybe you want to become a scriptwriter or you want to write a book. If you work on one page a day, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, before you know it, you're going to have a completed book. But if you say, oh, I don't know how to write a book, I never wrote a book, I suck, blah, 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 obviously it's not going to happen. But if you buckle down to just doing 20 minutes to an hour a day, yes, it may seem boring over time, but before you know it, you actually have a completed project. And that's why you need to focus on a boring task, boring business. So I took some notes while I was driving, and it's funny that certain words have different meanings, no, multiple meanings in the English language. So like bore or bored. Bored can mean I'm bored, like I'm doing something that's not exciting. Board could be a piece of board that you're using, or a piece of wood, I should say, is bored. If you just take bore, that word can mean different things. Like bore, like, oh my God, you're boring me. That is a form of something that's not exciting. Then there's bore, like the pig. Then bore, like bore a hole. Because the English language is just so confusing. Like, just give words one meaning so that people just don't get confused. Like two. Two can mean T-O, I went to the store, or two people. Like, it's so crazy. And then there's T-O-O. Ask me how to use that in a sentence. I don't know. But I just wanted to just put that out there. Just words have different meanings. So if you're unsure of what a word means, look it up. It's funny because before I started doing this episode, I looked up what the word bore, or I seen something that said I'm bored. And in the dictionary or dictionary.com, it said I'm bored is a common way for kids to complain about the lack of interest in what's going on around them. It's often seen in expressions like I'm bored. Then there was a sentence that was kind of funny. It said, you must be really bored if you're looking up I'm bored in the dictionary. So go look up dark matter and learn something new. I found that quite funny that it kind of was getting at me for looking up that word. But I want to share that with you guys. The other thing is sometimes something that's repeatable over and over, it may seem boring to you but exciting to other people. For example, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast makes, I think, maybe 5 different types of videos over and over again, where now it's led him to becoming one of the top YouTubers in history. Now imagine you said, you know what, I'm going to play basketball for the rest of my life. That may be boring to you, but exciting for others. LeBron James has been in the NBA for, I think, 21 years now. 21 years doing the same thing over and over again. Here's another perfect example. If you're watching this and you work a job, you probably do the same things over and over again. It may be boring, but hey, you need the paycheck, right? Imagine if you put that energy into something that you actually like doing. Yeah, you may have the same task that you're doing over and over again, but it's a job that excites you. It's a business that excites you. All because you're doing the same thing that's repeating over and over again. Yeah, it's life. You want to do exciting things, different things, but if your mission is to build a business or just have some sustainability, you have to find the boring task and just continue doing them over and over again. If something gets boring, maybe you try to find a way to spice it up. Like, say your routine, Monday, you check emails. Tuesday, you have a presentation. Wednesday, you're creating something new. Maybe switch up the order so that it doesn't stay boring every week for you. There's different ways that you can find how to make the job more exciting. Maybe go on the internet. How can I do this task in a different way? Chat GPT. There's many different things that you can do to help you overcome boredom. But if you're in the space of starting a business, one thing bores you, guess what? You're kind of closer to unlocking the riches that business will provide to you, but you have to stick with it for a very long time. So forget what that word boredom meant before and look at it like, okay, if I'm, let's say, a content creator, if I get bored after like week 50, but I'm consistent with my content, it's boring to you, but it will be exciting to the people that are watching your stuff. And imagine how much better your content will be because you stuck with it on a weekly basis. One guy said, like, face value, when I seen his workload or how he creates content, I was like, man, this is boring. Every day for the week he has something that he's doing. He meets with his team, he writes down stuff on his whiteboard, he records. I was like, man, that's boring. But the outcome of that is he has daily content that he posts 3 times a day, and his followers is over 1 million plus. And now whenever he posts something and engages with people, guess what? His content turns to dollars because he's stuck with a boring task over and over again. So don't look at it for face value like, man, this is gonna be boring, I don't want to do it. Boring will lead you to the riches if you stick with it long enough. There was another example. One guy, he does Forex trading, and I used to watch him trade in the mornings. Every morning he would wake up between 6:30, look at the market till about 9 o'clock before maybe he takes a trade. Then if he doesn't, he's just waiting 3 hours every day, just watching candlesticks going like this. And it's like, man, this is super boring. But you know what? One day I was watching him, and within 1 minute, within 1 minute, he made $20,000. $20,000 because he was doing something so boring. It's almost like watching paint dry for like 3 hours before you say, all right, it's done. Let me go charge the person, get my money. Like literally, if you stick to something long enough, you'll be so good at it that you can start making a lot of money from it. So with that being said, I want to know, what boring task are you going to take up that is going to unlock the riches for you? I want you to leave it in the comments below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and I will see you on tomorrow's. Oh, before I wrap it up, this is the sticky notes I'm using. Once I do 7 days or complete a strip, like I have this wall in front of me, I'm just gonna literally put these stickies there to just remind myself to keep going and don't break the chain. So in the last couple episodes, I've been talking about don't break the chain. So here I write down the date. What I talked about for my episode, the short that I released, and then I put 2 X's to represent I did a short and I did a podcast. My goal is to go strong for, then again, I didn't really set a goalpost as to how long, but I want to see how long I can go. Right now, I said I created a 2-week contract for myself. The 2-week contract is 14 days in a row. So that's my first milestone that I'm trying to achieve. I'm making it smaller. There was something that I seen I want to share with you guys quick. Shoot, I hope I saved it. And no, I didn't save it. But when I find it, I will share with you guys on what it is that I found that is really cool to share with you guys to help you with your productivity. But yeah, this is my sticky notes. I write down my notes, I stick it up here. So now I'm hitting 3 for 3 right now. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on tomorrow's episode.